Hello devs, welcome back. In this tutorial, we are going to be going through the fundamentals of React.js. React.js is a JavaScript library for building user interface. Without further ado, I would like to go straight into the course. So this is the React official website, reactjs.org, and here they said a JavaScript library for building user interfaces, just like I said. In React.js, we use components. Like, we divide our apps into like several components, and we actually bring them all back together to form a single page. And React is actually good for creating single page applications. So without further ado, let us try and install React and write some React codes. So in React, there are actually two ways of writing React. You can use class components or functional components, but for the sake of this tutorial, we are going to be going through only functional components with React hooks. So to install React, there are several ways of installing React. You can use npm. You actually have to use npm, and there is a package you need to install, which is node. So you need to install Node.js on your machine. You just have to go to their official website. It is going to suggest whichever version is good for your operating system, depending on which operating system you are using. I am using Windows right now, and it is a 64-bit Windows, so it has recommended these versions of Node.js for me. That is that about that. And after installing Node.js, installing Node.js is actually very easy and self-explanatory. So after installing Node.js, there are several ways of installing React. You can do an npm init and install the packages for React one after the other. In this course, we won't be doing that. Another way of installing React is by following the official documentation, which is to create a React app by doing an nps create React app, then the name of our app. Also, in this tutorial, I won't be doing that because create React app is actually kind of slow. When you are installing and when you are trying to start the app, it is actually kind of slow. There's that about that. So for installing React, I'm going to be using Vite, and Vite just provides like a faster and linear development experience for modern web projects. It is not only for React, but we can definitely use it for React. Like it is stated here, the supported template presets are vanilla JavaScript with TypeScript, Vue, React, Preact, Lit, and Velt. But yeah, I don't like to go too deep into Vite right now, as the only thing we need here is just the npm create Vite at latest. So if you have npm installed, you can go to wherever you want to create your project and then open the terminal. So we can try and just check for like our node version. So as it stands, I have node version 18.12, and when you install node, you actually get npm too, as node is being packaged with npm is being packaged with node. So what we are going to do now is npm create Vite at latest, and this is going to initiate a new project for us. And since I'm in my desktop directory, it's going to create it in my desktop directory. So we need to then it is going to ask us a couple of questions about our project. So project name, I'm just going to say code for you React. Hit enter. It is going to ask me to select a framework. I can send it to select a framework and just use vanilla JavaScript. It is actually set up a project for me using vanilla JavaScript. I can do Vue.js, I can do React, Preact, but in this course we are going to be doing React. TypeScript, or I can do JavaScript. I can do pure JavaScript, or React is TypeScript, JavaScript with SWC. But all these ones are like beyond the scope of this course, so I won't be doing that today. As such, I'll be going for just JavaScript. As you can see, it has initiated a project for me here, and it has given me a command, and it has given me a set of commands to actually get the project running. So what I need to do is cd, which is change directory, to c4y2-react, and I'm going to change directory into this folder where I can actually do an npmi. Npmi is actually the same thing with npm install. So npmi is like a short form of npm install, and what it actually does is instead of doing it here, let me just open this in VS Code so I can actually explain what npmi actually does. So whenever we have an npm package, we will most definitely have and whenever we start a project with npm, we will most definitely have a package.json. In package.json, we have the name, we have whether it is private or public. Well, it's private for a reason, I don't know. Version, then we have the version, we have the type, which is module. All this I won't be explaining in this course. Then we have the scripts, and these scripts are actually used for like controlling the website. So when we do dev, when we run the dev script, it's actually going to run the write command. When we use the build script, it will run the write build. When we run the preview, it will run the write preview. And this I will explain better as we go along, as we go deeper into the course. Then we have dependencies. These dependencies are actually the packages it will install in production. But we're in development now, so it is going to install the dev dependencies too. And these dev dependencies are just used in the development environment. When we are in like when we run the build script, it is not going to use the dev dependencies anymore. It's going to use only the dependencies, and these dependencies are just used for like creating and are just used for development, just like it sounds, dev dependencies. So when you actually ship this code and you want to like host in a place like maybe Netlify and or Oversell, the dev dependencies won't be installed. The only dependencies will be installed. So here our dependencies are React and React DOM. We can actually install more dependencies, and along the line we're actually going to do that. So whenever we run the npm I or npm install, whichever way, it is going to install both the dependencies and the dev dependencies because we're in a development environment. So when we do the npm high, we just have to like sit back for a second. If this was actually a Create React app project, it will take way longer time. While this is installing, I'll use the time to actually explain what these files are used for. So here we have the index.html, and this is the only HTML file we'll be having in this project. And since React is actually like a used for creating a single page application, this is the only HTML file it's going to be making use of. So whichever component you are rendering, it will be rendered in this root directory. So it is just like doing a document.getElements by ID, the root. Then it is going to render whichever component we are rendering at the moment inside the root div. So with that being said, we can actually change this to, well, I would like to run the project before I change anything, so we can actually see what it actually looks like. They actually have like some boilerplate codes there. We won't need this, we'll delete this later, but for now let us just run it. So like I said, I will explain this packagization, these scripts more. So now what we are going to do is npm run dev. So what we're trying to do here is just to run the development script, which is this dev script. We can name it anything we want, but this command is what is actually very important. We are using a byte script. In Create React app, you actually have another dependency here, which is the React script. So what the Create React app actually uses is the React script instead of the byte script. And React script is actually slower compared to the byte script, and that is why I've chosen to use byte in this tutorial. So npm run dev to just see so now as you can see, it has started already and it's telling me local http blah 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 blah, just like when you use like the live share, you have your local host, then you have the port on which the live share is working on. But I'm not using live share, but I'm still in the development. I'm just running this application on a port 5173, so I can just go into my browser and then I can do localhost. Well, I think I copied it, so I'll just do a control V, then I'll enter. Ja, this is our app. As you can see, they did a mini project here, which is the count. I will show you where they did all these stuff very soon. As you can see, we don't have anything in our index.html, but somehow we are actually seeing stuff out here. So what they are doing, the most important file is actually the app.js, is actually the main js. As you can see, this is where this is like the main brain of the whole app, the main.js file. So as you can see, we are importing the app component from app file. This is the app component, this is the app file. I will explain better later. So in the main file, we are importing the app component, we are importing style sheet. This is just like normal JavaScript import, and the reason why we don't have a dot slash here is because there are modules called like these node modules. You can actually import them without adding their directories. Whenever you add whenever you import from a module and you do not add like maybe just slash or a complete directory, it actually goes into the node modules to actually look for them, to look for the modules you are trying to import from. And that's just like the general way of importing modules that you actually install using the npm package manager. And also, I forgot to mention something. npm is a package manager, so it just helps us like, well, it's just a package manager, and there are other package managers like the yarn, but that is like way over this course. This is not what the course is about, so I won't really be talking about that pretty much. So now we have imported React DOM from React DOM slash client, which is like one of the dependencies we've installed. So React DOM does create rules. All these ones are not really important. Just know we are just trying to like render the app component, which is this app component right here. We are trying to render it here, and then we had, like I said earlier, document.get element by id. We are getting the root, which is the root here in the index.html, and whatever component you are rendering, as such we are actually rendering the app.js here, so it is rendering the app.js inside the root directory, and that is why we are seeing this. So they have like their own boilerplate code here, but then we won't be needing all this. So for the last part of this part of the tutorial, I'm going to just clean up this file. I'm going to clean up, so I don't think we need any of this, so we don't need any of this. Delete it, remove the class name, remove the state, delete everything. Just don't let us important. Let us just keep it as simple as possible. Then we can do hello world. Okay, hello world. It is centered because we still have their style here. So what I'm going to do is I'll delete their styles, and I can go into the main and remove the styles too. So yeah, I think this is clean enough. Inside we don't really need SVG. I can delete these two. So I think this is clean enough. I'll go back to our site. As you can see, we have just a basic hello world, and it is coming from the app component being rendered to the root, to the root div, to the root div, to the div with the id of root through the app component. So yeah, it is rendering here, and that's just basically what React is doing. So in the next video, we are going to be talking about components, states, props, and more about React. And you'll be learning more about React. You can actually play around with this. Well, you don't really have business in this file. The only thing you can maybe do here is just to change maybe the title. And then you C4Y to the C4Y tutorial. You can change it, and this will just change only the title. So that's that about that for now. In the next video, we are going to continue with props, states, and some more fundamental React. Have a nice day.